All right. Um, yeah, that says the same thing. So let's start at Thinis now. The dawn of civilization, 3100 BC. Win condition: build one ordinary cottage. So I didn't really go over like the upgrades for the houses, but the level the level tutorial was kind of coming at me hard and fast. So maybe we'll get into it a little bit more in this game. Or maybe we're going to continue to tutorial info dump.
After many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Thinis,
Yeah.
in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house with one supreme leader. Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will prove the worthiness of the Thinite Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power.
Ah, yes, the classic build big city,
Providing the population with
become
entertainment
big
and
legendary
building
leader.
wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get gold. New beginnings. Start to lay down your housing and provide people with fresh water and food the same way you did in New Bet. Try to stay relatively close to the ore-bearing rocks in the northwest of the map. You can clear trees with the remove button, but these won't grow back. In future missions, you'll have to make sure you won't need them before getting rid of them. Okay. So I wouldn't really call this the northwest of the map. It's kind of literally due west. But, okay. Alright, so we finally get a little bit of free reign to build a city how we like. I think we're just going to build like a line of houses along this road here. I think we're going to keep it pretty simple. I don't need no big fancy city. I could just build a straight line. Yeah. We're going to build a water supply. We're going to put it back here. Like that. And hunting lodges. So they have to go down there, huh? I mean, that's fine. Actually, hold on. Is there an undo button? There. Okay. Let's put them down here. And then we'll put the granary here. Yeah, and we can use the like little access path things to tell that they're actually going to pop out on the right side of the roadblock. Nice. Okay. All right. And we're gonna put our bazaar up here. There we go. Speed management and key binding. You might sometimes feel the need to speed things up a bit or pause the game if a lot is happening at once. All the buttons you need are located in the top left panel. Okay, they have their own keyboard shortcuts. It's probably 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be too surprised when a region called the Path of Pain is painful. But that's just me. What do I know? All right. So we have to build housing and involve at least 10 meager shanties. So yeah, these are your houses. Ooh. This is kind of interesting. Okay. I kind of like the way this is set up. And as you get the things that these houses need, they will level up. It's kind of the core mechanic of the game. So right now, these houses cannot upgrade because they need a supply of food from the bazaar. And that is on its way. Just kind of takes a little bit of time. So this could be someplace where like you would maybe want to increase the speed. but for me, I don't know. Unless I have everything set up and I'm just kind of waiting for a win goal, I don't usually like to fast forward through the game, which is going to make for wonderful viewing, I'm sure. Can you imagine just standing here and staring at this for an hour? Oh, it'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Alright, so I don't think we can actually build... Yeah, we can't actually build anything else yet, but we can build a firehouse and an architect's post. Hardest platforming action or section that Tetrahedron has ever seen. Alright, so this building has upgraded because it... Oh, that's actually really nice. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I like that you can kind of see it go down in real time. Alright, so now the desirability is having a detrimental effect on the settlement, which kind of makes sense. The housing is bad. It's a slum. Nobody wants to live in the slum, therefore the houses are all slummy. This is something that I remember being really frustrating in the original game, where, like, you would have houses that would be angry that the house nearby wasn't a high level, which would cause the houses to not upgrade. And that's where you'll have, like, beautification projects, which we'll probably get into later. But for now, we just need to upgrade to at least 10 meager shanties, and that just literally means we need to provide these houses with food. It shouldn't be too bad. We may need to put down a couple more food things. In fact, it's actually kind of problematic, I guess, that we put the food... Look, high-quality city building. You want your food transporters to go the entire way across the town to the food storage. Have your distributor walk the entire length of the town to pick up the food. Walk the entire length of town again to bring it back. And then have to walk the entire length of the town for a third time to pick it up, to distribute it to the population. So let's count that. 1 trip, 2 trips, 3 trips, just for food. It's great. Just big brain city building with Lee. This is why they don't pay me any money at all to build cities. Okay, maybe we do build some of these. Maybe we do build some of these over here. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Alright. I'm fine with the bazaar still being over here, I guess. It should be okay. Maybe. We're slowly getting these. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think these count as one house. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. We may not actually have enough housing. Alright, well, we could put in, like, a little bit more housing. I always like putting houses in these 4x4 blocks. You're going to see it a lot because it typically turns, like, these little single resident houses into these much larger, like, 4x4 houses that hold, like, a lot more people. Ooh. Farmers are overjoyed by an excellent inundation for the coming year. I am so glad we totally rely on the river for food. We don't. Not right now. In the future, that'll become important, I'm sure. Alright, now we're starting to get a little bit of a build-up of food. We're getting a little bit of a collection. No, let's not push the random button. So my assumption is this button just deletes the food in here. I kind of want to test it out, but I don't want to delete all of my food. So we're just going to leave it there. Whenever I see a button that I don't know what it does, I just want to click it. It's kind of a problem. Alright, so we should be about to get the 10 meager shanties that we need. And let's see, we can't monkey with the overlays, we can't monkey with the overseers, we can't really do much of anything right now. Other than put roadblocks and build houses. Okay. What does this do? Ooh. Alright, that's kind of cool. You can kind of get like a simplified view of your city. Interesting. What does this button do? I don't know what that button does. And we can turn on a grid? I don't really see that as useful. But I'm sure some people will. In-game help, objectives. Don't worry about that. I'm sure there's nothing there important. Yeah, so this is the frustration that I was referring to. So this house can't upgrade. I assume because like this house can't upgrade. And because this house can't upgrade, this house can't upgrade. Because this house can't upgrade, this house can't upgrade. It's quality. Quality entertainment. This will become less of a problem later on, but right now, there's not really anything we can do about it. We'll just build some more housing. And of course, none of these houses want to upgrade anymore because, well, everybody's unhappy. Everybody is miserable. Just ancient Egyptian slum right here. I don't know how I feel about the art style. Like, don't get me wrong. It's better than the pixel gore we had in the original game. I don't know, it just looks a little bit too cartoony for me. It's alright. It's fine. It's not really a problem unless you're, like, zooming in really close and staring at it. Like, from a distance, it looks fine. I don't know. It's weird. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Alright. What if we delete this house? Will that solve the problem? No. No. They're still mad. Okay. Whatever. We'll build another couple houses. I didn't realize ancient Egyptians were so picky about their housing. Oh well. Alright, we should be good. As soon as the bazaar sends out...
I do my best to keep
yeah. As soon as there's another shipment of food, we should be able to level up and get to the next part. This has taken way too long, by the way. All because of, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of hanging out and talking instead of actually playing the game. Making fun of my own poor decisions. It's okay. It's alright. We're fine. Part of the fun of this is to make fun of your own designs, right? So this is a good example of, like, the person getting lost. She keeps going this way. Yeah. And she needs to go this way. There we go. Managing my treasury. Each structure you place costs money. Not counting what you will spend to pay the workers' salaries, one way to make back that money is to mine gold. Place at least 2 gold mines near veins of ore and you can start production of this precious metal. Make sure they have access to the workforce and don't forget to protect them against collapse. So it's kind of an interesting thing, in a way, in the early game for Pharaoh. It could be, you could get yourself into situations where you cannot win the game because you cannot make enough money to like maintain your city. Now, there's ways to mitigate this later on, and one of the ways is to trade. But we don't have access to that now, and in certain levels early on, we won't have access to trade, and we won't have access to gold. So if we just like play around for too long, like there's a world where we just run out of money and can't progress. So that's definitely something while I'm fiddling around doing stupid stuff, like making fun of my city designs, I will probably have to keep an eye out for. So the game mentioned that these buildings can collapse. They can. So we're just going to throw an architect's post down, excuse me, right there as well. No, come back. Why won't you? There we go. Gold is a special resource that's stored in a palace, a unique building that also vaults the city's treasury. You can only build one palace, and it must be constructed on grassy areas. Each gold carrier reaching your palace will add 100 debins to the city funds. With this regular income, you should not have to worry about debt. Oh, but we'll have to worry about debt. Oh boy, will we. So another thing that the game doesn't mention is that the village palace is actually extremely desirable to live by. So we're going to stick it right there. And we're also going to get rid of this house. We're going to evict them. There we go. Oh, look at this scary guy. It's kind of cool that he has, like, silly animations. Warding off that poor little, water carrier. Oh, the gold looks good. Nice. With a supply of cash in reserve comes the risk of theft. Constables from a police station can help reduce losses through theft, both by patrolling the streets to prevent crime and subduing any criminals they encounter. The best way to prevent crime is to keep your population happy with adequate food, healthcare, and jobs. So yeah, as you can see, like, because this area is more desirable now, they've automatically upgraded the road. It's super nice. And some of the buildings will also get fancier if the desirability in an area is higher. It's really nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. So we're going to drop down a police station there. I don't think we're going to drop down another police station. I've never really had that much of a problem with crime, personally. I know there can be issues with crime, and I have had situations where crime has been an issue, I think, but it's not something that's very common. Usually it's when your town is already spiraling out of control. You're in like a death spiral. Alright, you can check your housing by clicking on them to see if there's a risk of crime, but sometimes you'll need to be able to see at a glance if there are any problems in your city. This is where overlays will help you. Overlays, super handy, super useful. Try the crime overlay first, and you'll be able to explore a few of them. Alright, overlays. Thank you for the follow, Pavel. I appreciate it. Alright, so we have a whole bunch of overlays here. We have a water overlay. This shows where your groundwater is. It also shows what villagers have water and how long that water will last. Entertainment's not something we have to worry about. Education, none of this right now. It wants us to look at, there's taxation overlay. Do we have tax collectors? I thought that was a separate building. Maybe the palace sends out a tax collector? I don't think so. Maybe the taxes just get collected automatically when you don't have access to the building. We could deal with that later. There's desirability. It is awful for the most part. I guess around the palace is pleasant. I guess it's not that bad right now. This is one of the least desirable places in town. Alright, where's the crime overlay? There it is. No crime. Yeah, perfect. Alright, crime is the only challenge you will face. Health can cause problems and decimate your citizens. Physicians patrolling a neighborhood will protect the inhabitants from disease. Providing your population with food and fresh water will also help reduce the risk of disease. Other structures will help your citizens' health going forward. The apothecary will protect houses against malaria in cities with marshes nearby. Diseases are often a problem, especially for me, because I tend to forget to build the physician. I think that's Jimmy, J1MME. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, we're going to drop down a physician there. And do we have apothecaries too? No, just a physician. He mentions he. Yeah, he. Like the tutorial is a guy. The game mentioned apothecaries, but I don't see where we can build them. But anyway, let's continue here. An Egyptian city cannot truly flourish without suitable places for worship, in the form of religious temples and shrines dedicated to one of the 5 gods. The patron god of Thinis is Bast. To appease the gods, build enough temples and shrines dedicated to each of them to serve your current population. Working temple sends a priest through the neighborhoods, granting residents access to the worship of this god. In addition to the religion effects, shrines and temples also provide a good amount of desirability for houses nearby. Shrines can be built 1 tile away from roads and still function properly. Religion. So it's not that bad right now. Oh, where did my... Whatever. Because we only have 1 deity. Ah. Yeah, temples are tall buildings and then the house is directly behind them. We already found flat mode. Yeah. Flat mode can be activated with a button next to the minimap. Okay. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, later on when you have like 5 different temples and gods that you need to appease, dealing with the whole gods thing could be kind of problematic. I also don't think shrines actually count towards the building of worship. It's just a desirability thing. Tetrahedron, it's okay. You don't have to be afraid of new people. New people is a good thing. Alright, both patron gods and local deities can become hostile if not shown the proper respect. Yeah, I'm sure they won't level our city at all. Festivals are another way to appease the gods. Build a festival square in a city to unlock the possibility of holding a festival. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, that's what the game wants, yeah? Festival square. We are kind of running out of money, though. Alright, now we can consult the overseer of the temples to determine the status of each of the gods in any particular city. Lightning bolts indicates the god is feeling hostile. Blue mystic symbols indicate that the god is feeling benevolent. The more you see of either, the more likely your city is to feel the god's presence, for better or worse. Great. I love it. Oh, this isn't like its own menu now. That's kind of weird. Okay, well, I guess that's going to be something that we're just going to have to get used to. Overseer of the workers? I kind of like the way that's laid out. Sorry, I'm comparing this to, like, the old version of Pharaoh, and I'm going, that's kind of neat. So we can, like, prioritize. Yeah. Political overseer for Lee. Okay. Oh, man. So, as the game progresses, these are going to be super important. I guess this is fine. In the older version of the game, there were, like, big pillars that would rise and fall depending on each rating. But, I guess a fillable bar is okay, too. Let's see, where were we? Ratings Overseer? Yeah, Overseer of Commerce. So this is everything that we have, along with import and export prices. Of course, we can't import and export yet. It's still too early in the game. Overseer of Health, 1 physician is perfect. Okay. Overseer of Learning, we don't have any need for that. Diversions, we don't have any need for that. Overseer of the Treasury. Okay. Okay, alright. And this is where the game wants us to be. So here's Bast. She is apathetic. She's our patron god, which means she demands more attention. And we have 2 shrines and a temple to her. And blank months since the festival. Okay. We can hold a festival. We'll hold a lavish festival. Yeah. And that'll automatically trigger in a couple of months. Why aren't you upgrading? Because undesirable. Okay. Here, have another shrine and don't worry about it. There we go. Perfect. There will be a lot of that, I'm sure. There will be a lot of just pandering to one single household and just having to build entire industries to make them happy. Oh, the game wants me to speed up time. I guess I can do that. Ooh, 5 times speed? That's... So I have 1 speed, 1.5 times speed, 5 times speed. Okay. That's a crazy jump, but alright. As your city becomes more advanced, some citizens can enjoy leisure-time activities, such as taking a little entertainment. A wide assortment of entertainment is one of the hallmarks of a truly cultured city. But currently you only have jugglers. There's such a weird... Was juggling really that big in ancient Egypt? Hold on. History of juggling. This is happening now. Alright. So, the earliest record of toss juggling is a painting on the wall of Tomb 15 in Egypt's Beni Hassan cemetery complex. This tomb belonged to Becket III. During the later years of the 11th dynasty of Egypt. Okay. Alright, game. Alright. Anyway, jugglers are trained at the juggling skill and proceed to any booth to put on shows. I remember as a kid, I was really confused by this booth building. Settle down, game. Because I used to not know how to build it. Like, it's nice here because I have this little, like, blurb to tell me how to build it. Which is, it must be built on a turn. But I think even if I saw that as a kid, I wouldn't really know what it is. Because you can't just, like, place it down. It has to be at the corner of an intersection. So, with that in mind... I mean, that's probably fine. That's probably fine.
Excellent. You have built the first true city in this.
I swear the victory screen in this game is a jump scare.
And spiritual needs, and have helped the Thinis Confederacy unify the divided land.
It's just the way that, like, the music crescendos. It's like you finish the task and it's like bum 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 bum. All right, well we gotta get the screenshot here. Okay. Now how fast does this go? I'm curious. 5%, 5 times speed is literally the fastest. Okay. All right, that'll be important later on, I'm sure.